Doncic maneuvers for the lead.
I hate that I've done this. I hate it. I actually hate it. You guys did this. NBA Twitter, you guys did this. I bought your hype. And I'm sorry. I ended up apologizing. I bought your hype. If you guys don't know anything about me, I is number one Luka Doncic fan. I am number one Luka Doncic fan. Do you guys know, if you guys were here in 2018, there was a very, very large video back in those days titled, "Is Luka Doncic the best NBA prospect since LeBron James?" on the BBALL Daily basketball channel. I'm BBALL freaking Daily. This is literally on a video on 18-year-old Luka Doncic when he played for Real Madrid. I sat courtside the last time he faced Barcelona. I have been hyping this guy to no end. I literally remember Eurobasket 2017 saying it's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. Heck, my revival of my BBALL Daily channel was basically just hyping up Luka during the Olympics, calling him the best player in the world. The first video on this channel, one of the first videos on my return to this channel, was literally me saying Luka Doncic is the best player in the world. But I was led to believe by you guys that it was Jokic. But you know what happens when the lights are the brightest with Nikola Jokic in Game 7? He doesn't have a bad game himself, I'll give him that, but he doesn't hit the shots down the stretch. You know what happens when the lights are brightest with Luka? Man hits the shots because he's a gamer. This guy is the game of basketball has never came as easy to anyone in the history of the sport as Nikola Jokic. There has never been a player like Luka Doncic. This man there's never been a player who can control a game like Luka Doncic. And the Dallas Mavericks are in the driver's seat. I'm not going to say they're guaranteed to go to the finals, because I freaking said that about the Clippers a couple of years ago, and you just never know. And he's healthy. That's the worst part, is I wrote off Luka Doncic as the best player in the world because he was not healthy. This is the best Luka has moved since round 1. You know, them winning in 6 instead of 7 and getting that 3 or 4 days off means Luka genuinely looks like he's moving like he should at this stage of the playoffs. He's never going to be as fast this stage of the playoffs as the start of the regular season, but Luka's finally doing it. The Mavs, in general, were okay today. Kyrie, pretty good. But the Mavs were I like this Dallas team. I like the Dallas team around Luka. But how often Luka and Kyrie, man, those rollers are just bailout options for them. They are bailout options. Like, the amount of times where they just get stuck and just throw the ball at the rim and one of Gafford or Derek Lively's going to dunk the ball. Like, why the Mavs didn't try to get a center. Well, to be fair, I was about to say why they didn't try to get a center like that earlier. They did. They tried to make old man JaVale McGee that player. So, like, the Mavs have had opportunities to build a team around Luka. They've finally done it. Surround him with guys that can hit shots, play a bit of defense, 2 centers who can dunk the ball. I wouldn't mind Maxi Kleber still being there, and I think if you face the Boston Celtics, especially if Porzingis is back, you might want Maxi Kleber to play, even in the Luke Cornet minutes, just to pull him out of there. But ideally, Porzingis, I don't think Porzingis is going to be back. I said it at the time. I don't think Porzingis is back in the playoffs. Genuinely, it was round 1, and people were like, oh, Porzingis might be back for the next round. I watched it, and I'm like, it looked like it's an Achilles tear, and if it's not an Achilles tear, he's not back for it's a serious calf strain. So they're not going to be dumb. Like, the last time a big player strained a calf that looked like it may or may not have been an Achilles tear, KD tore his Achilles. And I do know, like, people saying there's no correlation. Like, as somebody who played a game on a calf strain and tore their Achilles a couple of years back, there is not that there's a sort of a correlation between that happening, but there has to be some sort of weakness there that can cause a different injury. And that happens in general. Like, the amount of people that start to favor one leg over the other when they tear their ACL and tear their other ACL. So there's always certain things that will affect other things in the body. But the Dallas Mavericks look legit. They look so legit. Led by, and I'm going back on, like, you can see my profile picture is Luka. I'm going back on the Luka hype train. I'm sorry for leaving it. And I want to apologize as president of the Luka Doncic fan club, I want to apologize as president of the fan club. Like, again, I'm sorry I let NBA Twitter. Everyone's been fooled by NBA Twitter once in their life. Everyone's been fooled. Like, I want you guys to see the BBALL Daily return basically became the Luka Doncic fan channel. Luka Doncic proved why he's a future GOAT. Luka Doncic might be the best player in the world. Man, this is 3 years ago. This is 3 years ago, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I do want to apologize to Luka. I do want to apologize. Because... oh... I was on my own. I was on my own for years, and I blew it. I blew it. I'm sorry, Mr. Doncic. You are the best player in the world. You are the best player in the world. But at the same time, an injured Luka Doncic dominating the ball like he did looked terrible. He did not look good, but he is quite clearly the best player in this series. He is quite clearly the best player left in this playoffs. And I'm going to make an entire video on Anthony Edwards. But... what do you guys think? Do you guys think Dallas are shoo-ins to go to the NBA Finals? I'd love to see Dallas there. I'd love to, because I think just the way Dallas play, Dallas have to be favored over Boston. Like, and it's so hard to judge Boston. It's actually so hard to judge Boston because Indiana suck. And I don't mean Indiana suck in general, but like, Indiana do not make the playoffs in the West. They don't. Even record-wise, whatever, they're in that play-in. And they're in the play-in and probably don't win the play-in. Like, they're playing, and it's nothing wrong with Boston. Like, what are Boston supposed to do? Well, Boston have sleptwalked, are going to sleepwalk to the finals. So it's really hard to judge them, because Boston do have the most talent in the league. But, like, Tatum is not playing great at the minute. Jaylen Brown is, to be fair to him. He's playing really well. Drew Holiday's starting to pick it up a little bit. But it's just, Tatum, who is their superstar, is sleepwalking into the finals. And... it's very, very tough to sleepwalk your way to a finals and then beat a team like Dallas, who's like had to win 2 series as the underdog and having Luka looking healthier. Especially if if they both win this series early and there's that 4-day break between the conference finals and the finals. Like, if I'm Dallas, I'm trying to end this in 4. I'm trying to end this in 4. Boston will choke a game. They'll end it on their home court. But if I'm Dallas, I want this in 4 to get as big a rest as possible. And I think a healthy Dallas are hard to bet against right now, because I think they will have 2 of the 3 best players on the floor at all times. And I'm not saying Kyrie Irving's better than Jaylen Brown, or I'm not saying Kyrie Irving's better than Jason Tatum. I'm saying that one of the 2 of them is likely to stink it up every single game. So that is how much I rate this Dallas team.